How's it going, everybody? It's Stas here. So the markets had one heck of a bounce back day today. The S&P 500 went up 1.5%. The Dow went up 1.6%. We had the NASDAQ 100 up 1.2%. And the Russell went up a whopping, well, what did this go up? It's not even showing here, but I know it had a very solid day today. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down some stocks, some charts, my thoughts on the market. So sit back, relax, go down below, get your $50 from M1 Finance. All you have to do is use my link, deposit $100, and we each get $50. And you guys can check out my Patreon if you want all my real-time buys, sells, and call-outs. That is also linked right down below. So let's get into it. As you guys can see right here, like I said, the markets did very well today, pretty much recovering all of the losses from yesterday. SPY ended up going up 1.4%. We closed above not only 428, but also $430 and the 50 moving average here on the hourly chart, but we closed under the 180 moving average on the hourly chart. So in my personal opinion, this could be a bull trap, which is why we have to be very careful here. Just because we had one rip-up day where we saw extraordinary volume, extraordinary green out there, doesn't mean that the sell-off is over quite yet. Because look, like I said, we're still under a main moving average, and we're under the low point from the 15th of July still, which is where we closed under today at $420 or $433, $432 roughly. So until we break out of about 435 on SPY, I'm not getting too excited yet that the sell-off is over. So for that reason, I'm going to set my alert at 400, and let's put it at 434.5, right? So we're going to be watching that here on SPY. And let's say, for example, tomorrow, and I mentioned this in my earlier video, we collapse under 432, we start going down to 428, this could get ugly fast. We could easily, in my opinion that is, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, but we could easily take the lows out from yesterday, 422, and who knows where we go from there. I'm thinking we could go and fill the gap down to about 412, which was the low from the 20th of June, which really was about a month ago exactly to this date, because now that I'm filming this video, it is July 20th. So when it comes to QQQ, and of course, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. You're seeing a bit of a potential bull trap as well here. We saw a nice rally this morning, erasing most, if not, it looks like all of the gains from yesterday. So or rather the losses from yesterday, we recouped them today. And you notice how we closed right under the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart here, and we're seeing two candlesticks forming, red candlesticks at that, which is not the best sign. So if we see a big gap down tomorrow, let's say, for example, in the futures market, pre-market, that could be a sign that, hey, we're pushing down to test 354, 355. That was the low from the 8th of July. If that were to break, hey, maybe we take the lows out from yesterday at about 350, which is why I have my alert at $350. That's a mark is at or below alert. So if we break under there, boom, we could be pushing down to the lower 340 level. So what are your thoughts, guys? Are you buying up this breakout today? Do you think it's a bull trap? Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you guys are enjoying the video thus far and you want to help me out a bit, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. And let's talk about some stocks here. And I want to talk a little bit about what's going on with oil first /CL. Oil did see a decent, it really wasn't a green day, but it was a consolidation day. So I guess we can say a decent consolidation day today. But overall, oil is at 66 a barrel right now. It was at 76 not too long ago, literally about 2 weeks ago. So that means it's down about 15% over the past couple of weeks. And this is partly due to the whole Delta variant right now, the fear around demand for oil. And on top of that, OPEC is looking to do something here OPEC and its rallies agreed to raise output, and as the Delta CV variant, like I said, threatens global demand, this in general, it's a perfect concoction for oil to go down. And the group of 23 nations known as OPEC Plus agreed on Sunday, 2 days ago, to increase production by 400,000 barrels each month beginning in August. The output hike will continue through September 2022, at which point the entirety of the nearly 6 million barrels per day the group is still withholding will be back on the market. So we're seeing potential demand, a demand threat with the whole Delta variant, and on top of that, the market is being flooded. Supply is increasing in terms of oil. So that is a storm, perfect storm for the price of oil to go down. Now the question is, will it go down indefinitely? Is this the end? I don't think it is. Quite frankly, I've been buying XLE, which is a basket of energy oil stocks, and you guys can see here, this is down well under $50. It's down about 17% from the recent high at $56.65. So in my opinion, this is a good time, and again, my opinion, to start adding into this. And I've been doing that with my own money, and you guys on my Patreon know that because, again, you get all my buys and sells. And I'm not looking at this more as a swing trade. I'm looking at this as a longer term play, 2, 3, 4, 5 years out. And on top of that, XLE pays a pretty solid dividend. At this point, it's around 5%. So I'm watching XLE, I'm watching oil, I'm watching a bunch of these individual oil stocks as well. You know, Occidental Petroleum's one that's holding 23, 24 right now. We rallied above 25 today. That's a good sign. ExxonMobil's one I'm also looking at here on the dip. I'm long on ExxonMobil. That's the only individual oil stock I own. And if you guys have been watching my channel for quite some time now, this is one that I've owned since the 40s. My average is about 42 right now. So I'm well up on this, and who knows, if it gets closer to that 40 level, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll add more to it. We'll see what it's looking like. But as of now, I'm holding ExxonMobil. I'm not buying any more, but I am buying into XLE, like I mentioned just a couple of seconds ago. So let's talk about some other stocks here. AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. This is one that I did add today as a swing trade. I bought in the higher 86s, I think 86.95 or something like that, right around there. Maybe 86.98. Anyway, in the 86.90 is where I added, and I love the way this trend is looking. We got a solid pullback of about 10% from the 95 level, and let's be honest, guys, 95 was way overbought on AMD, so we got a much-needed sell-off. We're holding 85 as of now. You guys can see 85 was resistance in March into April, so that's a good sign. We're holding that as support. It was also resistance in the middle of June, and it's also the 180 SMA support here on the 4-hour. So the fact that we hit that level perfectly, we bounced right off of it. We had a pretty solid day today, 0.6% in the green, and we're up after hours. These are great signs that AMD is doing well, and people are buying up the dip. And could I be wrong? Excuse me, guys. Could I be wrong? Could this collapse further? Absolutely, which is why we mitigate risk with stop losses or mental stop losses, whatever you guys want to use there. And I have a 2% stop on my position right now. And my first target is about $90, which was the high from the end of April, followed by $95, which was the high from earlier this month in July. So I really like AMD here. Netflix is another one that I'm looking at. They just reported earnings today, and let's take a look here on the live news tab exactly what they did. I did read earlier. I was glancing at their earnings when I was at the mall, actually. Again, if you guys didn't know, I'm in Hawaii right now. We did some shopping earlier, so I was looking at their earnings, and they missed on the subscriber number yet again from what I was reading. They expected 3.5 million net subscribers, and that came in about 2 million below the analyst estimates, and they did EPS of $2.97 versus $3.15, so they missed EPS, and revenue came in at $7.34 billion versus $7.32, so they just barely beat revenue. They missed EPS, and they added about 1.5 paid subscribers. So not the best quarter for Netflix, I'm not going to lie, and it looks like more people are out and about. They're not at home signing up for Netflix, which makes sense considering the economy's been opening up, and we're seeing overall this is pulled back from about 560 to about 520, down 7% in the past couple of days. It looks like we are maintaining 520 as support right now, showing consolidation. So I feel like as the dust settles, maybe we get a play on Netflix, maybe back up towards that 550 to about 560 level. I'm going to be looking at that very closely over these next couple of days. We also had Chipotle Mexican Grill report today, and they absolutely crushed it. I mean, the stock is up. Well, first of all, it closed at $15.70. It went up 1.5% at the close, and now after hours, it's up to $16.55. So it's up another $75 a share, which is just unbelievable. And if we look at their earnings here, they did EPS of $7.46 versus $6.49 estimated. So they crushed EPS, and revenue also beat by about $0.01 billion, not the biggest beat, but EPS was great. Revenue came in at $1.89 billion versus $1.88 billion, so they're crushing it based on those brief numbers right there, and I'm probably going to dive deeper into the earnings on my own later on, maybe not tonight because we're going to go get dinner soon, but maybe tomorrow at some point, tomorrow morning, I don't even know. But overall, Chipotle is doing great, and would I rush to buy it here at all-time highs? No, guys, I'm going to be honest, no. But if it does pull back a little bit, maybe we get from 1655 down to the lower 1600s, heck, maybe high 1500s. That is where I'd be looking to potentially, add some on the dip. We also had IBM, International Business Machines, report yesterday. I forgot to talk about them in my most recent video, but let's take a look at what they did. I forget exactly. Here it is, 2.33 EPS versus 2.29, so they beat EPS, and revenue came in at $18.7 billion versus $18.29 billion, so they beat EPS, beat revenue, and by the looks of it, the stock is kind of hovering around, 137, 142. We closed at about 140 today, up 1.5%. So I want to see this clearly break above 144. So I'm going to put an alert right there. And if it starts taking out the moving averages, guys, look for a gap fill towards the lower 150s. Maybe back to that high from middle of June at about 153. That is where I think we could end up going from 143 to about 153. That gives it about 4 or 5% upside. And the last stock for today is UAL, which I feel like this, along with a lot of the airlines, they're down a ton. I mean, if you guys check my video earlier, which I'll link down below, UAL or LUV, I mean, all of these for the most part, they're down 20, 30+% from their recent highs, and this has a lot to do with just the stocks in general being overheated, but also now the Delta variant that's pushing a lot of fear into not only airlines, but cruise lines as well. And if you guys are in my Patreon, you saw how I made a 7% overnight move in CCL, which was great. Now I'm looking at a potential reentry in CCL. So yeah, UAL, they just reported, I believe, today after hours. Let's see what they did. Can I see it here? There we go. EPS came in at negative $1.34 versus negative $4.23, so they crushed EPS, and revenue came in at a beat as well, $5.47 billion versus $5.25 billion estimated, so not too bad there. I wonder what their cash burn is every quarter right now in terms of the dollar value. Let's see if that's even here. I can't seem to see it, but they got to be burning $400 million. There we go. They lost $400 million in Q2, which is a lot of money down the toilet. But what do you expect with what's going on with airlines right now, how they're trying to rebound? They're burning a lot of money. So overall, guys, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at energy, AMD, Netflix, CMG, IBM, and UAL, and quite honestly, all the airlines and cruise lines. I'm keeping a very close eye on those right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe, leave me a comment, and check out the video from earlier if you want 5 other stocks I'm looking at. And make sure to check out my Patreon if you guys want all my real-time buys, sells, call-outs, and a bunch of other exclusive perks. That's on Patreon, link down below, or you guys can go to StockSurfest.com/Patreon. And don't forget to also get your $50 from M1 Finance. All you have to do is use my link, deposit $100, and we literally get $50 guaranteed. Each of us do. So get your free money. You could also get 2 stocks from Webull up to $1,600 with a $100 deposit. All of those are linked down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching again. As always, keep crushing the markets. Stay safe out there, guys. I'm going to go to the beach, get some dinner after that, enjoy my night. I'll catch you all later on. Peace out.